This video is going to walk you through your first 10 minutes in Star Citizen. Scratch that, your first 35 minutes in Star Citizen. And hopefully by the end of this, you'll be able to exit the hangar your first try. Hopefully without doing something like this. If you started in Lorville, this video may help you quite a bit more than some of the other starter locations. So if you watched my previous video, we're right where we left off, laying in a bed. This is where you are when you log in every time. To get out of bed, use your F key, hold it down, and look for the Get Up button. Click that, and you stand up. This is your room. It's not a permanent room. It's different every time for the time being. Eventually, we'll all get our own permanent residences, and it'll be a little bit different. But right now, this is what it is. It's basically a hotel room. This is what you're equipped with. You got a sidearm, health pack, a helmet, and a jumpsuit. And really, that's all you need. Doesn't matter what you do next, it's pretty much going to cover it. I guess unless you do hand mining or something, but we're not going to get into that. First off, you got to get out of your room and find the elevators. The elevators will always take you out of the apartment and into the rest of the world. Unfortunately, elevators are very realistic, and you will have to wait for them. The bottom level button is different in almost every location. Just figure out which one it is. After you exit the elevator, well, there's a whole world to explore. It's not quite an open world in any of these cities yet. It's kind of limited in where you can go, but there is quite a bit to explore nonetheless. Take in the visuals wherever possible, mainly because you're going to see signs that will tell you exactly where to go. The signage in Lorville is actually quite good. As long as you're paying attention, you can figure out exactly where you need to go. In Lorville, you're going to try and get to the Metro Center, so follow those signs. Additional signage can lead you to the other areas, whether you're trying to purchase goods, sell your wares, or just get to your ship.
Welcome to Metro Center. Transfers to the perimeter, spaceport, and industry lines. Or attempting to trespass on train tracks is a serious and dangerous offense.
Hey look, a train's waiting.
Next stop, Teasa Spaceport.
What you can see out the windows in this train is the actual Teasa Spaceport. This is as real as it gets. You're watching the rest of the world fly by as you go down a track. It's pretty cool.
Now arriving. Teasa Spaceport. Please watch your step when disembarking the train. Step away from the platform edge when
All right, this is our stop. Jump off the train and head to the spaceport. Note the signage. It really does tell you exactly where you need to go.
Be considerate to your fellow travelers. Do not lock doors.
The central business district is where Hurston sells all of its own wares. If you take this train line, you'll get to the main Hurston sales center where you can buy all of those awesome attrition weapons for your ships. Note the fine and citation payment system here. If you have any non-criminal, non-crime stat specific fines, this is where you can pay them. They're located in most spaceports.
Security and authorized law enforcement personnel.
Alright, so we're entering the main terminal of the Teasa Spaceport. Alright, so here's the Fleet Manager ASOP terminals. It'll list all your ships. Most likely, you're only going to have one or two. Probably one if you're just starting. Two if you used a referral code. You used a referral code, right? If you're coming in during a free fly, there will probably be multiple ships listed here. Anything listed here you should be able to fly, so pick whatever one you want. If you just bought a starter package, then that ship should be listed here as well. I'm going to pick the Nomad because that's one of my favorite ships. Note you can see it on your HUD as you walk around. It will note your ship name as well as the hangar that it's located in. It could say pad as well. To leave the terminal and head to your pad or hangar, you gotta find the elevators. Check for signs that indicate where the elevators are located. When you get in the elevator, you'll see options for both hangars and pads. Make sure you choose the right one. Note Hangar 6 on the HUD, scroll down, Hangar 6. Click it and you're off. Alright, here we are in the hangar. Your ship will be located in the middle of the hangar. Walk up to it and figure out where your door is. On the Nomad, it's right here on the side facing you as you walk in. Enter ship is the most efficient way to get in, but you can usually open the ladder and then climb up. It's really up to you. Find your way through your ship and into your pilot seat. Alright, now that you're in your pilot seat, you can use your F-look key again, just like you got out of bed. Look around for Flight Ready. Power on only turns on your engines. Flight Ready is really what you want. So hit that Flight Ready button, everything should power up. Also note the hotkey to start everything up is U. I will only turn on your engines. Keep that in mind as well. You might note some warning signs, something like shields are down or something like that. Just give it a minute to fully charge up all the ship's systems and then you'll be ready to go. There are two ways to let the hangar crew know you're ready to take off so that they can open up the doors for you. The first way is to set a hotkey in your options. There is no hotkey assigned by default to this action. The other way is to enter through the F1 menu. To use the F1 menu, hit F1, then hit Comlink at the bottom left, then select Friends at the top left, then choose the friend listed at the top. It's called Landing Services. The hangar crew will then open the doors for you. This also works when attempting to land. Since we're here, let's check out the contract manager. You'll see it down on the bottom ribbon. If you select that, you'll see a bunch of different types of missions. The general tab is the first tab. Anything here is safe, meaning it will not gain you a crime stat. The next one is the personal tab. Those are generally bad guy missions, which will get you a crime stat. So if you go down here to mercenary and you see call to arms, you should always take this if you're a good guy in the verse. It gets you extra cash for killing anyone with a crime stat. You also saw me take a mission called Halt Illegal Surveillance. This is one of the easiest missions a newbie can do when they just jump into the verse. It's a ship-based combat mission against PvE targets, and it's relatively easy. It's a good cash maker. Definitely do that one first. All right, real quick, I'm going to go through some basic ship commands. Out of the box, the spacebar will let your ship strafe directly up. Control strafes down. W is accelerate. S is brake or go reverse. A strafes left. D strafes right. Okay, so there's the basics. So when going out of a hangar like this, you want to just go straight vertical. So just hold the space key. Sometimes on some ships, you need to balance your leveling with your mouse, or if you have a flight stick, your flight stick. After leaving the hangar, you're going to want to head straight up into the clouds. I think somebody did the math on this, and 75 degrees was the most efficient angle for fuel consumption, but that was quite some time ago. I don't know if that's still accurate. If you use the scroll wheel on your mouse, you can change your maximum speed. See the red box on the velocity indicator on the left of my HUD? The mouse wheel actually controls where that square is. If it's all the way to the top, you can reach your ship's maximum speed as soon as you leave atmosphere. If it's anywhere below that, you'll be speed limited. As soon as you leave atmosphere, go ahead and use the controls to spin around and get your bearings. Figure out how the ship can roll with Q and E as well. Just get some basic understanding of how the ship operates, and then we'll go to the next step. Notice here new icons have jumped on the screen. I hit the B key, which opens up your quantum drive. It spools it and gets it ready to use. And then when you target something, one of those icons in the distance, it'll actually calibrate your jump. Whenever the calibration completes, you can hold the B button down. Don't tap it, that'll turn it off. Hold it down and you'll make your jump. Alternatively, you can hit F2 and map out a route by clicking on the different locations on the star map. So as we go through this star map, you can see that I can't select some locations. That's because I haven't left atmosphere far enough yet. So I'm going to target Everest Harbor, and I'm going to jump to Everest Harbor. Notice how far away I am? About 265 kilometers. When you get much closer, it ensures that you're completely out of atmosphere of the planet that you're leaving. And then you should be able to target more locations. You can also zoom in and out on the map by double-clicking or using the mouse scroll wheel.
Landing gear retracted.
Yeah, see, check it out. Now I can target this location. So you can see the HUD indicators telling you where to go. You'll note my mission locations over here, destroy monitors. The place I need to jump to is over here at OM1. So I'm going to align to OM1 and jump around the planet. There might be another jump before I can get to the final destination, but we'll see. Notice it's spooling again and it's calibrating now that I've aligned to my new location. All right, here we go.
Quantum travel engaged.
Keep in mind, jump times depend on the quality of the jump drive you have. Most stock jump drives aren't that fast. You can upgrade them, but this is the wrong video to talk about such things. I'll get into that in some of my other videos. Again, I've got to jump around the planet and get to my final destination.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete. Quantum travel engaged.
Your final jump tends to take you about 30 kilometers out from your final destination. So you're gonna have to fly in manual, whether it's out in space or down on the planet's surface. Notice as I approach the final marker, I start pinging out with the tab button. This sends out a ping suite that basically identifies foreign objects. As you get closer, the pings get more sensory data and you can figure out what's actually out there. In this case, it's one of those monitors I was looking for. If you blow up one of these by ramming it with your own ship, you won't actually get a completion because the other two will still be left, and it is a timed mission. So make sure you slow down on approach and don't run into them. For this mission in particular, you want to make sure you stick to the mission objectives. Destroy the monitors first, because it is a timed mission. If you get any NPC pirates hassling you, try and avoid them until you complete the mission, and then take them out afterwards.
Target has been destroyed.
Note the power triangle in the bottom right corner of the screen. It's on that HUD. Right now, it's focused on weapons. That gives a couple extra rounds out of my laser blasters, or laser repeaters in this case, or I can refocus energy to thrusters, which helps them recharge quicker when not under load, or I can refocus all my power to shields. Again, that gives the shields a little bit of a boost and helps them recharge a little faster when not under fire. There's also a balanced approach. To change between these, you use the buttons F5, F6, F7, and F8. F5 focuses power on weapons, F6 on thrusters, F7 on shields, and F8 is the balanced approach.
Target has been destroyed.
Now that I've taken out all the monitors, I have a choice. I can either stick around and mop up the NPC pirates, or I can just leave. It's up to you. Don't forget, every pirate you kill, because they inherently have a crime stat, gets you a little extra cash. Alright, so we've been at this for about 20 minutes or so now, but I'm going to keep going. I'm going to show you one more easy low-level mission that you can do as a beginner without worrying about what kind of armor you have, or what kind of weapons you have, or what kind of ship you have for that matter. So I'm going to hit F1 again, go down to the contracts, and choose one of the mercenary missions. It's a basic bunker mission, and you'll have one of these available. It might be called something different, but you'll have one available at every starter city that you choose. You'll have one in the Hurston area, you'll have one in ArcCorp, you'll have one in Microtech, and you'll have one in Crusader. So it doesn't matter which starter location you choose for these low-level missions. I hope the video's helped out so far. Let me know in the comments below. This mission happens to be on a planet. So right now, I'm showing you that you can jump directly to a planet-side location even if you're on the other side of the planet. It works right now, I don't know if it will in the future. This makes it much easier because you don't have to jump around the planet using OM points, and instead you can jump directly there. In the past, this used to make you go straight through the planet and explode, so it's much improved. If for some reason you need to stop short of your final destination in a quantum jump, you can always hit the U button. That shuts down your entire ship and you stop. You'll have to hit U again to restart everything and wait for your shields to come up, but that's a way to get out of jump when you need to on short notice. Because night vision hasn't been invented yet in the verse, it's beneficial to use a ping as you're heading down to atmosphere while it's nighttime, or when you have low visibility. It produces what looks kind of like a sonar feedback, and it lets you see what's down on the ground even if your altimeter isn't working. Lucky for me, it is working on this mission. For whatever reason, security forces never reprogram their turrets outside of these bunker missions. They will always take a few pot shots at you, and sometimes they don't stop. So it's best to park behind the bunker, with the bunker in between you and the turret. That way it won't destroy your ship. Something I didn't cover already when taking off: landing gear. Landing gear is the N button. Pressing it once, obviously after takeoff, makes it go up into the ship. When you need to land, you gotta put that landing gear back down, so hit N one more time, and whatever ship you're in should give some sort of audible verification that the landing gear is down.
Engine systems disabled.
It's always good practice to turn your engines off after you land on a planet. Winds are a serious thing in the verse. They can blow your ship away. But it's harder to do so with your engines off. So always hit the I button after you land. Don't hit U. You don't want your shields off while you're not in your ship and not there to protect it. Just I. Turn those engines off and then exit your seat. Exit your seat by looking around with the F look or double tapping Y. So the gist of this mission is, you've been called in as a security professional. Help clear out the bad guys from the bunker. You gotta use trigger control here because there are good guys present. Sometimes they'll actually shoot you in the face, but that's just a bug. The easiest way to tell them apart is by looking at their armor color. In Hurston, the good guys tend to wear gray with yellow highlights. The bad guys tend to wear pink and blue, or some sort of pink highlight on some other armor color. You'll note the guy that just came out of the elevator, he's got blue pink logo on it. That guy happens to be wearing heavy armor. I'm going to loot this guy really quick just so you can see how the inventory system functions. Plus, I don't have any armor yet. At the time of this recording, there were a couple inventory bugs that wouldn't let you just equip from someone else's inventory, so that's why I dropped them on the ground first. You don't have to do that. You can just drag and drop to your character. At least I hope it's fixed by now. I'm demonstrating that bug I was talking about earlier. I couldn't just loot directly from his inventory here, so you can see that bug in action. Some weapons, like the P4 AR I'm holding right now, have select fire. This one in particular lets you go from full auto to 3-round burst, or maybe a 2-round burst, I forget, and then a single shot fire. You can do this by hitting the B button while holding the weapon. Oh, by the way, reload is R by default. You can also lean around corners by using the Q or E buttons. So at this point, the mission is complete. Feel free to loot around and check all the boxes and get whatever you want. There's other ways to do it super efficient by grabbing one of those tractor beam guns and tractor beaming all the dead bodies to your ship. Then you just loot the bodies right onto your ship and then toss the bodies off. Then you can sell at the next port. When leaving the mission, you can check your HUD for your ship's location. If there is no location for your ship, chances are it got hit with a bug or a missile and it disappeared, one way or the other. As you're walking around bunkers on different moons and planets, you'll notice that the gravity is always different. On the planet we're on now, Hurston, gravity is kind of like Earth, it's normal. A lot of the moons, though, you can kind of moonwalk and jump around with very low gravity. As soon as you step foot on any of your ships, its local vehicle inventory will be available to you by hitting the I button. Keep in mind that some planets and moons don't really have an atmosphere. Hurston does, thankfully, so I could have taken off my helmet, but I didn't want to give you the wrong impression, so I left it on. Now that I'm back to my ship, I can access my local inventory there and take off all of my armor. Generally, this can fix that inventory bug I was talking about. You take all your gear off, put it in storage, and then re-equip. Now, having seen all the armor and weapons I just looted in that single bunker mission, it really shows you don't need to buy anything and get equipped before you go out on your first mission. I hope that by adding this second mission into the video, it didn't add too much time to the total length of the video, and I hope it added some value. Let me know in the comments below.
Engine systems enabled.
As you get close to any spaceport, they'll alert you that you need to contact landing services to get a hangar reserved. Do so by the F1 menu like we did before, or if you've already hotkeyed it, hit that hotkey as soon as that ATC alert comes up. When you're trying to find your landing pad or hangar, this is the icon you want to search for in your HUD. After landing at most facilities, you are allowed to repair, refit, and refuel. Do this from the F1 menu. Look for the wrench down at the bottom. Click it and it will take you to a new menu that will show your options. After that's complete, there's just one thing left to do, and that's store your vehicle. Storing your vehicle is very much the same process as retrieving your vehicle. Head to one of those Fleet Manager ASOP terminals and open it up. And you just scroll down to your ship and click Store. What I thought I could explain in 10 minutes actually took about 35 minutes. I really hope it helped you guys out. What should you do from here? Well, Star Citizen is an open universe sandbox, so you can do whatever you're capable of doing, really. You can take up hauling and selling cargo. You can do box delivery missions, more bunker missions, they're always fun. Even take up bounty hunting. Special events happen often enough too. Get into some PvP action maybe? It's really up to you. The verse is whatever you want it to be now.